somehow the work that Jesus has for us is related to the rest that Jesus has for us. I got these buckets here with me. And each of these buckets represents a different thing. This is our bucket. And it's full of stuff. And this is God's bucket. And in this bucket, there's a lot of stuff. And each of these things represents something different in our lives that we have going on. Something that we're trying to control in our lives. Something that we're trying to manage and hold everything all together. So for some of you guys this morning, it might be a job, work, which is what this represents. I usually don't wear a tie. For those of you who know me, that's pretty normal. But this represents work. And we try to hold work all together and try to hold it all together, but oftentimes with our jobs, things get hectic and crazy. And we start working overtime. We pick up the extra shifts on the weekend, and things start to get out of our control. Or maybe we just don't have time to clean our house. Ever been there? You look around at your house and you realize it's been a minute since we had our last meeting. And if you live alone like me, I never had to clean my house. So, or maybe you have that one project that you still haven't gotten into yet, that you keep saying that you're going to get to, but you still haven't gotten to yet. Or maybe in life you have homework that you need to do, assignments that still have not gotten done for Monday, tomorrow, which is their due. So if you have homework, you should probably do that today. Just a reminder. Maybe every now and then you can fit in a little bit of rest, maybe some good sleep habits. Try to get those 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, even though it's probably pretty hard to do for some of us. And if you got time, maybe you can fit in a couple hobbies, maybe read a book or two, do a couple things that you enjoy. And maybe you have a couple people you know who are doing sports right now. Go to a couple of your kids' games or go to someone else's games. This takes up a lot of time. You have all sorts of things in this bucket that takes up a bunch of time. And usually what we try to do is we try to add things to this. And we try to add God to this bucket. This is the Bible. And we try to fit him in on top of everything that's going on in our lives and put him on that to-do list of, man, I need to read my Bible, or I need to pray, or I need to spend time with God. I should probably go to church. I should probably add this to my schedule. It's a lot. I'm already doing a lot. And eventually you get to a certain point in your life where this bucket starts to overfill. And there's just too much to do and so little time to do it. And that's usually when we're the most exhausted. That's usually the most when they're the most tired. And what this passage is saying, when Jesus is inviting us to rest in his finished work, is to take these things one at a time and to begin to put them in this bucket, into his bucket, to give them over to him, to let go and give it to God. So with our jobs, things that we can't manage, things that we can't control, we're trying to do a good job, and sometimes we don't measure up, even in our work scenarios. But we decide to give it to him and let him have control of that area of our life. With our homes, there's a lot of things we're stressed out about, having to clean up all these different areas of the house that we just haven't gotten to yet, but we give it over to God. With our hobbies, we've had a tough time trying to find even time to do our hobbies that we really enjoy, that gives us a lot of peace, a lot of joy, a lot of rest. And we just haven't had time to do it, but we give it over to God. When it comes to our sleep, the sleep that we desperately need, And maybe we haven't been getting enough sleep lately, or maybe we haven't had the best sleep habits, and it seems like it's out of our control. We give it to God. With our homework assignments that we're trying so hard to do well on, and maybe we get a B, and we're not super happy with it, we still give it to God. With sports, things that our schedules get crazy with sports, and we try to make it to every game, but we're not able to make it to every game, or we try to do well in sports, and we try to measure up for our coaches and play a good game, and sometimes we fall short of that, but we give it to God. With all the things that we just haven't gotten to yet, the projects that have gotten lost in the busyness and the chaos, we give it over to God. And finally, we recognize that God isn't just another burden in our life. That God isn't just another thing on our to-do list. And that He doesn't just want us to read our Bibles every day. He doesn't just want us to pray every day. He wants to have our entire life. He wants us to give Him our entire life, every care and every burden that we could possibly have. He doesn't want us to feel spiritually guilty all of the time for all the things that we're not doing in relationship with Him. He just wants us to come to Him. Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." When we take the things that we're trying to control that we ultimately aren't able to control, and we give them over to God, it becomes a whole lot light. All the things that we had been carrying with us this whole time, that was a heavy bucket that was wearing us down, we give it over to God, and we're not in control of it anymore. He's in control, and that's a scary thing when we come to God for rest, because we don't know what to expect. We don't necessarily know what to anticipate. We have to have faith in God that He's going to take care of it all, and that we give it to Him, and we trust in Him. And this is what Jesus' finished work is all about. Because Jesus did the work that we never could, to give us the rest that we didn't deserve.